Namaskaram friends. So in this discussion I am going to talk about five important issues in various field of life, and these five important issues are: first one is related with National Ganga Council as well as the National Mission for Clean Ganga. Second one is related with uh, power exercises of the National Mission of Clean Ganga. In third one I am going to talk about Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Award. Okay. In fourth one I am going to talk about High Courts of India. In fifth one I am going to talk about Siam Bridge. And in fifth one again I am going to talk about High Courts of India. So I think High Courts of India is not third one, High Court of India is the fifth one. Okay, so fourth one is Siam Bridge, fifth one is High Court of India, third one is Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Award, second one is National Mission for Clean Ganga, and first one is National Ganga Council. Okay, so National Ganga Council, National Mission of Clean Ganga, Pravasi Bharatiya Award, then Siam Bridge, and last one is High Courts of India. So let's discuss very briefly about each and every topic. First one is National Ganga Council. The meeting of the National Ganga Council will be held under the chairmanship of Prime Minister. Remember the name. Its meeting is held under the chairmanship of Prime Minister. Okay, because it is a very, you can say, important council which you can say solve the problem like cleaning the Ganga, make policy and program, awareness program in cities and town alongside the Ganga river. The council is the apex authority responsible for cleaning the river and include the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Bihar, Jharkhand and West Bengal as member, because we know that Ganga is flowing through these five rivers. That's why Chief Minister of that state are included in this council. The council also includes several union ministers, including finance minister, rural development minister and power minister. So remember very important points from this, you can say, from this para. First one is chairmanship of Prime Minister. Minister of Rural Development, Power and Finance Minister is a member, either you can say member of this council, as well as five chief minister of state like Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand and West Bengal. So very important. Next one is National Mission for Clean Ganga, NMCG has proposed making, remember proposed, National Mission for Clean Ganga proposed making urban river management plan URMPs and river sensitive master planning mandatory for river cities. So NMCG proposed making URMP as well as river sensitive master planning mandatory for river cities, not for all the cities but for the river cities which are alongside the Ganga river. So remember important keyword from this topic: NMCG, National Mission for Clean Ganga, National Ganga Council member, chairman as well as state through which Ganga is passing. So I hope you understand the whole concept of National Ganga Council and number of states through which Ganga is passing. So now we are going to solve one question based on the National Ganga Council. First one is National Ganga Council is chaired by the Prime Minister of India. Yes. National Ganga Council includes several union ministers other than the Ministry of Jal Shakti. Yes, we know that finance, rural and power, but not Ministry of Jal Shakti. Second one is also correct. Third one is the National Mission for Clean Ganga makes, remember, makes urban river management plans and river sensitization master planning mandatory for river city. It proposed, not makes. That means statement 3 is wrong. Statement 1 is correct, 2 is correct, 3 1 is wrong. Let's check which option is correct. A is 1 and 3, B is 2 and 3, C is 1 and 2, D is 1, 2 and 3. So which one? C, 1 and 2 is correct. Okay, now let's move on to the next topic called NMCG, National Mission for Clean Ganga. In 2016, the government issued a notification to authorize the National Mission for Clean Ganga to exercise power under the Environmental Protection Act 1986. We know that we have a very good act called Environmental Protection Act 1986. So in 2016, government through notification authorized the NMCG to exercise power under this act. As a result, NMCG officials regularly conduct surprise check on sewage treatment plants. Okay, because we know that through STP many pollutant matters are flow in the you can say company or people if they are not managing this STP properly, then many waste material are going into the river. That's why regular surprise check is conducted by the official of the NMCG and issue notices direction to authorize whenever required. Okay, if let's say not work is not going on a proper manner on STP, then official of NMCG issue notices direction to authorize whatever it required to do in that area. NMCG also issued directive regulating mining activity on riverbank, because we know that if mining activity is going on the riverbank, it created problem for the river. That why NMCG issued directive regulating mining activity on the riverbank, prohibiting encroachment, because through encroachment also we, you can say, destroy the ecosystem of a river, and regulating activity like the immersion of ideal. Through immersion of ideal, we know that many pollutant matter are going into the river and it pollutes the river. So NMCG either regulate or prohibit this activity like mining activity, encroachment activity, encroachment behavior, as well as immersion of ideal. Because we know that in 2016 through notification, government give them you can say power to exercise under the Environmental Protection Act. By using that power, NMCG conduct surprise check as well as give guidelines and regulate mining, prohibit encroachment, as well as regulate the immersion of ideals. To encourage community participation in cleaning the river, an awareness campaign is regularly carried out in city. Okay, so to encourage people how they can clean their river in nearby city and town, so awareness campaign is conducted by the NMCG official in cities and towns and villages alongside Ganga through a newly established community force called Ganga Prahari. So remember, newly established community force called Ganga Prahari are take care of conducting the awareness campaign, so that people are aware about how they keep their city, town alongside the river Ganga clean, as well as create a good environment for the tourist. Okay, this is very important, because if this is you can say done in a proper manner, then attraction of tourist is increases on near ghats, as well as ghat is not polluted, so many of the problem is solved which are occurring due to the water. Okay, so I hope you understand the whole idea of NMGA, National Mission for Ganga Council, NMCG, I'm sorry, National Mission for Clean Ganga. Now we are going to solve one question based on NMCG. First one is, consider the following statement. First statement is, the NMCG, National Mission for Clean Ganga, exercises power under the Environment Protection Act 1986. Yes, in 2016 through notification, government authorized that they can use that power under this act. So first one is correct. NMCG has power to issue directive regulating mining activity on the Ganga in the Ganga river banks and activity like the immersion of ideals. Yes, second one is also correct. Third one is, Ganga Prahari are the trained volunteer who encourage community participation in cleaning the river Ganga. Yes, Ganga Prahari trained volunteer and encourage community participation. So all the statement are correct. So let's check the option. Option is 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 2 and 3, 1, 2 and 3. So D, option D is correct. 1, 2 and 3, all the statement are correct. Let's move on to the third topic called Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Award. So Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Award is the highest honor conferred on overseas Indians during the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention. We know that currently Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention is held in the Indore of Madhya Pradesh state. So in that convention, award called Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Award is the conferred to the NRIs as well as OICs. The PBSA, the Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Award, is conferred by the President of India as part of the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention on non-resident Indians, NRIs, person of Indian overseas, PIOs, or organization established and run by NRIs and PIOs in recognition of their outstanding achievement both in India and abroad. So remember, this award is conferred by the President of India to NRIs, OIC, as well as organization run by NRI as well as OIC, and both in India as well as overseas or abroad, for their outstanding achievement in this field. So award is the highest honor award conferred by the President to NRI, OIC, and organization both in India as well as abroad for their recognition of outstanding achievement. Next one is a jury cum award committee, a committee in which many jury members are come and who decided the which award is this award is given to which person. So a jury cum award committee with the Vice President as the chairman and External Affairs Minister as the vice chair. We know Jagdeep Dhankar is our Vice President as well as Jaishankar is our External Affairs Minister. So both Vice President as a chairman, External Affairs Minister as a vice chair, and other distinguished members from various walks of life considered the nominations and unanimously select the awardee. So in this jury cum award committee, there are many distinguished members from other walks of life, as well as our Vice President and External Affairs Minister, who are chairperson and vice chairperson of this jury cum award committee, conferred, you can say, nominate, or you can say consider the nomination and select the awardees, and award is provided by the President of India to the NRI and OIC. Okay, so I hope you understand the whole concept of Pravasi Bharati Samman Award and who conferred it and who selected the nominees or awardees. So very simple. Now we are going to solve one question based on Pravasi Bharati Samman Award, PBSA. PBSA is conferred by the President of India as part of the Pravasi Bharati Divas Convention. Yes, first statement is correct. Second one is both non-resident Indians and organizations established and run by the NRIs are conferred PBSA in recognition of their outstanding achievement both in India and abroad. Yeah, second statement is also correct. That means both the statement are correct. Just check which option is correct. A is 1 only, B is 2 only, C is both 1 and 2, D is neither 1 nor 2. So option C is correct, both 1 and 2. Okay, now we move on to the next topic called Siam Bridge. A very simple, you can say simple topic. The Siam Bridge in Siang, Arunachal Pradesh. In Arunachal Pradesh, a region called Siang. On that region, Siam Bridge is built, and it is inaugurated by the Defense Minister. And this bridge is very significant for the security purpose, for the defense purpose, for the movement of our troops, because we know that China is threatening on many area or on many LAC, like on Arunachal Pradesh, in Jammu and Kashmir, in Bhutan, in Nepal, in near about area. China is claiming our territory as there, and small warlike situation is happening you can say day by day or after a gap of some day. So that's why this bridge is very significant in this manner, so that we make a easy movement of troops, and if any, you can say, unfortunate thing is happening on our border area, our troops are able to tackle in a efficient manner. That's why this bridge is very important. So remember it. This Siam Bridge is in Arunachal Pradesh and in the region called Siang, and you can say inaugurated by our Defense Minister Rajnath Singh. So let's solve one question on it. Very simple question. The Siam Bridge that was recently inaugurated is located in Sikkim, Uttarakhand, Arunachal Pradesh, and Ladakh. Very simple, Arunachal Pradesh. Currently it look like a very simple because we just read it, but when let's say after 2 year down, after 2 months down the line, when you remember it is become difficult. So just revise it and keep in your mind Siam Bridge, Arunachal Pradesh, in the Siang region. Now we are moving on to the last topic called High Court of India. In the Indian scheme of judicial system, High Court work below the Supreme Court. We know that in Indian judicial system, first one is Supreme Court, then High Court, then Subordinate Court. This is the hierarchy of the courts in the Indian territory. So in the Indian scheme of judicial system, High Court work below the Supreme Court. The judiciary in the state consists of a High Court and a hierarchy of Subordinate Court. For example, like Uttar Pradesh, High Courts, benches of High Court, and some district court, session court in different district. For example, in Delhi, there are Patiala Court, Kukarduma Court, Rohini Court, many courts. These are session court, and High Court of Delhi is one High Court, and Supreme Court is also situated in Delhi. So this is an example of and Delhi is not a UT. It is talk about state as well as UT. We know that in Puducherry and Delhi have a assembly. That's why we considered as a UT, and also these courts type like phenomena is also happening there, like High Court types of phenomena. So the judiciary in the state consists of a High Court and a hierarchy of Subordinate Court. The institution of the High Court originated in India in 1862. Remember, in 1862, this idea, institution of High Court, is originated when the High Court was set up in Bombay, Calcutta, and Madras. So in 1862, High Courts are set up in the Bombay, Calcutta, and Madras, and this institution of High Court is originated in India in year 1862. The Constitution of India provide a High Court for each state. Our Constitution provide a High Court for each state. However, the Parliament is authorized to declare a common High Court for 2 or more states. For example, like High Court of Bombay act as a High Court for Goa, High Court for Daman and Diu, High Court of Calcutta work as a High Court of Andaman and Nicobar. In the same manner, High Court of Guwahati work as a High Court of, you can say, Meghalaya, High Court for or other state. That means it is in the hand of a Parliament to authorize to declare a common High Court for a 2 or more state. But Constitution of India provide a High Court for each state. Parliament has been empowered to extend or curtail the jurisdiction of the High Court over a union territory. It is in the hand of the Parliament. That means Parliament is empowered to extend or curtail the jurisdiction of a High Court over union territory. If they want to extend the jurisdiction of Bombay High Court to other union territory, it is in the hand of the Parliament. If Parliament want to curtail the jurisdiction of High Court of Bombay on union territory of Daman and Diu, it is in the hand of the Parliament. So remember, Constitution give High Court for each and every state, but Parliament is empowered to declare one High Court for two or more than two states, as well as Parliament also curtail and extend the jurisdiction of High Court on the Union Territory. The number of judges in the High Court, unlike the Supreme Court, is decided by the President of India rather than the Parliament. So we know that number of judges in the High Court is number of judges in the Supreme Court is decided by the Parliament, but number of judges in the High Court is decided by the President of India. So very, very important point in this topic. Remember, High Court, it is empowered by the Parliament, empowered to curtail and extend the jurisdiction of High Court over the Union Territory. Parliament empowered to declare one High Court, common High Court for two or more states, as well as President decide the number of judges in the High Court. Okay, very, very important. President, Parliament and Constitution, important functioning with regard to the High Court. So I hope you understand the whole discussion of 5 topic. Okay, NMCG, okay, National NMCG, National Mission for Clean Ganga, National Ganga Council. Then third one is Pravasi Bharati Award, Pravasi Bharati Samman Award. Fourth one is Siam Bridge, and fifth one is High Court of India. So I hope you understand the topic in a better manner and gain perspective and idea about each and every topic. So namaskaram, thank you.